Let's take a step back here, Alex, and think about ecoterrorism and the Green Scare, but also the way that the state itself, the small s state, like the state of Georgia, and then the big S, capital S state, the federal government, uses bipartisanship to basically criminalize people who are defending land. In the case of in the case of Georgia, those domestic terrorism charges arise from a state bill that came in response to the brutal killings that were perpetrated by Dylan Roof to basically create a category to prosecute or to identify ostensibly white nationalists or white supremacists terrorists who are committing acts of violence specifically against black people. But now we're seeing it used against people who are anti-racist, who are abolitionists in that sense. But even somebody like Barack Obama was pushing for these ecoterrorism charges and enhancements when he was a senator. And we also saw, it was Barack Obama's FBI that infiltrated the water protector movement, which led to federal charges being, applied to, Red Fawn. And so, walk us through that history because I think it's a pivotal moment. The FBI wasn't really taking seriously like white nationalist terrorists because you had like Timothy McVeigh and the blowing up of the Oklahoma City federal building. But then you had the same kind of intense scrutiny and surveillance and policing of organizations like Earth First, who are not targeting human beings, but in fact, many of their actions that were considered ecoterrorism were targeting a construction equipment. So, can you walk us through that history and the kind of the bipartisanship? Because it's on both sides. It's not just Republicans. It's not just a right wing thing. It's also a liberal thing, and how that kind of rhetoric and the ramping up of a new green scare is kind of playing into this current moment.